I'd be happy to help. Here's the complete script in plain English without headings or narrator labels. Have you ever been judged before anyone even knew who you were? Imagine walking into a place you built with your own hands, only to be treated like you don't belong. That is exactly what happened to one hardworking father. The people who turned him away thought they were protecting their restaurant's image. They had no idea they were rejecting the man who owned it. By the time the truth came out, it was too late for regret. Sometimes life gives us one simple choice. We can treat people with kindness, or we can judge them by what we see. The difference between those two choices can change lives forever. Today's story is a powerful reminder that respect should never depend on someone's appearance. Before we begin, please take a moment to subscribe to Spread Kindness, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Every like and every kind comment helps us share more inspiring stories that remind the world kindness still matters. Marcus was a devoted single father raising his 8-year-old daughter, Ava. Every morning before school, he braided her curly hair the best he could, packed her lunch, and reminded her that being kind was more important than being popular. She would smile, hug him tightly, and say, "Love you, Dad." Those words gave him strength every single day. Years earlier, Marcus had worked as a dishwasher in a small diner. He spent long nights washing dishes while dreaming about opening a restaurant where every guest would feel welcome. He believed food brought people together, but kindness kept them coming back. After years of saving every extra dollar, taking business classes at night, and working 2 jobs, Marcus finally bought an old restaurant building. He renovated it with love and hired a management team because he still worked behind the scenes handling investments and expansion. Very few employees had ever met him in person because he preferred letting the managers run daily operations. Marcus never dressed like a wealthy businessman. He wore simple jeans, comfortable sneakers, and old jackets that reminded him of where he started. He believed character mattered more than expensive clothes. One rainy Friday evening, Marcus picked Ava up from school. She excitedly asked if they could eat dinner at his restaurant because she loved the homemade macaroni and cheese. Marcus smiled and agreed. They drove there together, laughing all the way. The restaurant was crowded. Families filled every table, and the smell of fresh bread floated through the air. Marcus felt proud seeing customers enjoying the place he had dreamed about for years. When they reached the host stand, a young hostess looked at Marcus from head to toe. His jacket was wet from the rain, and his shoes had mud on them. "I'm sorry," she said coldly. "We're fully booked." Marcus looked around and noticed several empty tables. "It looks like there are seats available," he replied politely. "Those aren't for walk-ins," she answered without making eye contact. Just then, a well-dressed couple entered behind Marcus. The hostess immediately smiled. "Right this way," she said cheerfully, leading them to one of the empty tables Marcus had noticed. Ava looked confused. "Dad, why did they get a table?" Marcus gently squeezed her hand. "It's okay," he whispered. "Let's stay calm." Another employee walked over. "Sir, you'll need to leave if you don't have a reservation." Marcus remained respectful. "I'd simply like a table for 2. The employee crossed his arms. "We have standards here." Those words hurt more than Marcus expected. Ava lowered her head. "Dad, did we do something wrong?" Marcus knelt beside her. "No, sweetheart. We never let someone else's behavior decide who we are." Just then, the general manager walked into the lobby. He had never met Marcus before but had seen his picture once during a company meeting. His face instantly turned pale. "Mr. Johnson?" he asked nervously. Marcus stood quietly. "Good evening." The manager suddenly realized exactly what had happened. The hostess froze. The server stepped backward. The manager quickly apologized. "Sir. I am so sorry. Please let us prepare the best table in the restaurant." Marcus looked around at the frightened employees. He could see panic replacing confidence. But he wasn't angry. He was disappointed. He slowly answered, "I didn't come here to receive special treatment. I came here hoping my daughter could enjoy dinner in the restaurant her father built." Silence filled the room. Several customers had overheard everything. The hostess began crying. "I judged you because of your clothes," she admitted. "I'm so sorry." Marcus nodded gently. "It takes courage to admit you're wrong." The manager expected Marcus to fire everyone immediately. Instead, Marcus asked all available employees to gather before the evening rush continued. He looked at every face in the room. "When I was younger," he began, "people ignored me because I washed dishes. Some assumed I wasn't educated. Others believed I would never succeed. I promised myself that if I ever owned a restaurant, everyone who walked through these doors would feel respected." Nobody spoke. Marcus continued. "A restaurant isn't remembered because of beautiful tables or expensive meals. It's remembered because of how people are treated." Many employees wiped away tears. "I won't punish honest mistakes," Marcus said. "But I cannot ignore behavior that makes guests feel small." He announced mandatory customer kindness training for every employee, including managers. They would learn empathy, communication, and respect. Promotions would depend as much on kindness as job performance. The hostess apologized directly to Ava. "I'm really sorry." Ava smiled warmly. "My dad says everyone deserves another chance if they learn." Marcus couldn't have been prouder. That evening, they finally sat down for dinner. The staff served them with genuine care, not because Marcus was the owner, but because they understood what they had done. Over the following months, the restaurant became known across the city for something greater than delicious food. Customers shared stories online about employees helping elderly guests, comforting children, and treating every visitor like family. Business grew faster than ever. One local newspaper even wrote an article calling it the kindest restaurant in town. Marcus framed the article and hung it near the entrance. Below it, he placed a simple message. "Everyone who enters here deserves respect before they deserve a menu." Years later, new employees always asked about the framed quote. Older workers would smile and tell the story of the rainy night when they almost turned away the owner because of his appearance. It became part of the restaurant's culture and a lesson nobody ever forgot. As Marcus tucked Ava into bed that night, she hugged him tightly. "You weren't mean to them even after they hurt your feelings." Marcus smiled. Kindness doesn't mean accepting bad behavior. It means choosing to teach instead of simply punish whenever possible. Ava nodded. "I want to be like you." Marcus kissed her forehead. "And I hope you'll become even kinder." The greatest success in life isn't owning a business or making money. It's creating a place where people feel valued, welcomed, and respected. Every stranger you meet is carrying a story you cannot see. A smile, a kind word, or a little patience may become the brightest part of someone's day. So the next time you meet someone, don't judge their clothes, their job, or their appearance. Choose kindness first. You never know whose life you might touch, or whose heart you might change. And remember, kindness always leaves a legacy that success alone never can.